when you came out for that second attempt, I think off the top of my head, was it
Ye-
252.5?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. And it looked like you had it so easy and it just kind of like literally slipped out of your hand. How did that feel at that moment and what were you kind of telling yourself at that time?
Yeah. That I was very pissed off. I was
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
angry in that moment. Because as you said, like it moves and then it just like literally falls out of my hands. And
Yeah.
I generally don't have grip issues, but if I do, it's I can tell. And for that one, I didn't even, it just happened. And I was like,
Oh.
what's just happened? And the plan was after that to go for the world record deadlift, which was 262.
Mhm.
And so in that moment, I'm being annoyed that I dropped it. And I'm also realizing I'm not going to get the chance to do that today, because the smart thing is to take that
Yeah.
attempt again and get your kilos. Um, and also confusion, because I was so confused why I would like drop that bar. Because I felt I didn't have an issue. I was like, I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
confused. I was strong enough. I don't understand why I would drop that. I've never, ever, ever dropped that weight before. Um, and then I'm thinking, and then I'm realizing that actually, like, I don't have scrapes down my hand because that bar was really soft. That bar was soft. And
Ah. Yeah.
usually, when you lift that bar, it's painful because it's so grippy, and the knurling literally like cheese grates your hands. And lucky
Yeah.
we have extremely calloused hands, so it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, I came off and I was just like, no, like I'm strong enough for this. I don't know what happened with that one. Like, um so weird, so confusing. And I was just sitting down backstage, and one of the other lifters, Amanda Lawrence, she is in the weight class above me. She was just like sitting there minding her own business, and she had two chalks. She had a liquid chalk and she had a block of chalk.
Mhm.
And I was just like, oh, I was looking at it and I was just like, if I don't ask her for her chalk, like I am gonna miss it again. I'm gonna miss it again, and not because I'm not strong enough, because like that was so slippery. And
Mm.
um, I'm glad that I was enjoying that comp, because I'm shy, and
Yeah.
I won't go out of my way to like ask somebody for something that's theirs,
Mhm.
that's like scary to me.
Yeah.
And I had to think about it for a few minutes. And but when I asked her, she was obviously, she was really nice about it and told me how to use it and how to put it on. And then you're thinking about going out, and so my phone had gone somewhere, so then I had no music. And I was like,
No.
here comes my super. Like, no, you did bench with no music,
Yeah.
so you don't need music now. So for my last deadlift, I had like no music, no someone else, a different chalk. I was like thinking about how I like, what if I just do 600.5? Like, that all of
Yeah,
those
yeah,
thoughts
yeah.
were going in
Yeah.
my head, like, um, and then I moved it and it was fine.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
and
I
then did
was
it
like,
easy as.
what like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
why couldn't I have done this on attempt two? It was mostly
Yeah.
like, "Gah!"
Yeah. Was that kind of like, would you say one of the biggest moments of addressing like a micro failure that you've had? Like, obviously, it's not a big thing, but it's one lift in a very significant comp. Is that probably one of the most significant misses that you've had, do you think?
100%. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. And like that micro failure, like
Mm.
it was such a small thing, but it meant 10 kilos. Like it
Yeah.
meant it made a huge difference. And all I could take from it was that like, this is actually a positive. Now what improvement to make next time, which is take your liquid chalk and take your own chalk.
Yeah.
Um, and and I'm still so confident that I was strong enough. So I just know that next time it's gonna move. But what a lesson to learn at Sheffield.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that kind of like, would you say that that mentality of being able to bounce back in such a short period of time is like something that's built into your character, or is that something that you've kind of learnt over time as you've been in the sport?
Mm. I think it is a little bit of both.
Mm,
Um, you, I haven't had a lot of opportunity to practice that kind of stuff, but like I actually think it comes back to last time we talked about mindfulness. I do think it comes
yeah,
back to that because it's just like, hey, this has happened. Like, what do we do? How do we move on? I have to do that a lot in my job. I have to just like find a solution, move on. And if you
yeah.
can't, you're just there, and that's okay. Like, um, so I think it is a bit of both. Last year we had a little bit of practice with that, where like before we started squatting, an official had gone to my coach and was like, we don't like the way that she's like squatting. That's very
Oh,
general, but it
mm,
meant that they might have failed my squats. Like that was the between the lines that was
yeah,
being read, and that was right before I was warming up. So then my coach was like, okay, we just have to change a little bit. Like, I'm like, how are we going to change a little bit? Like, we've been preparing for so many months. Like, but hey, whatever, can't do anything. Let's do that little
yeah.
change. So we had a little bit of practice at that last year, but yeah, it's just, yeah, I've been in the sport for a long time now. So you kind of
Mm.
just, there's worse things that could happen.
Yeah, it's so interesting. This Sheffield, I feel like the theme for you was letting go of superstitions, which, like, it is competition at this level. It's as if you would want to employ all the superstitions that you have to perform at the best. Like, even that, like, I didn't know that you didn't have your music for that
Yeah.
last deadlift. Like,
Yeah.
oh, oh man.
Yeah. It really was. It's just so crazy that you can still learn so much even when you're at the top. Like every
Mm,
competition, there's still things to learn. And when you think, it's a very simple sport. It's just 3 lifts. um,
yeah, yeah.
and you're like, how much more can I learn? But yeah, I learned a lot at that comp.